Everyone, so we are live. So welcome back to another amazing week in the life of MISA, right? So we're week 4 in the semester, but we're only week 3 in MISA because we don't meet the first week. So last week we had our really great Get Connected session where we talked about LinkedIn, getting ready for the Career Center, coming in a few weeks in the career fairs, and then really also about Handshake and other ways to really get connected with some of the employers. So tonight is actually our first company information session for the semester. So for those of you that are new to MISA, right, the way we kind of alternate is we have general meetings and then we have company info sessions. And so the way the company info sessions work is we try to bring a company in, they talk about some of the different things about the company, what the company does, what are some of the different sort of opportunities that they have available. And then usually we get to chat with some of the different folks that they have there. Some of them work in particular fields that relate to our students, and then others are HR folk that kind of talk about all the different process for hiring and such. And so tonight we actually have a brand new company from MISA. They're coming in to speak. They were actually at the career fair, seems like 2 weeks ago or last week when we were there for the part-time fair. So you may have seen them there for those of you that went to the fair. But what's great is we have them for the first time this semester. And we have not only individuals from their HR, but also individuals who work in the particular areas that relate to us as MIS majors and such. So it's really awesome. So you may have never heard of this company. That's why it's even cooler that they're able to come in, because we always like to have new companies come in and really expose you to some of all the different opportunities that are available. That's why we're really excited to have the group here tonight from TIAA. So can we give a nice warm virtual and online round of applause for our team from TIAA. You're good to go, Lydia.
All right. Well, thank you, Jonathan, so much. And thanks for inviting us. So my name is Lydia Armit, and I am the CS&T Early Talent Recruiter at TIAA. And as Jonathan mentioned, I'm going to share a little bit about TIAA, our internship opportunities for 2022. And then you'll also get to meet 2 associates that were actually technology interns and are now in our tech associate rotational program. So we're going to hear from them here in a little bit at the end. And then definitely, think of your questions. We'll have time for questions at the end as well. So to get us kicked off, I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about TIAA. So TIAA is a Fortune 100 financial services organization. We were founded in 1918 by Andrew Carnegie on the premise as a nonprofit to help teachers retire with dignity. So today we're really a different kind of Fortune 100 organization. We are not publicly traded. We actually share our profits back to our clients, and our clients are actually teachers, doctors, nurses, those helpers out in the world. We're a very mission-driven organization as well. So being founded by Andrew Carnegie over 100 years, we really carried that mission with us. Our mission is to serve those who serve others. So TIAA is also a family of companies. We have TIAA Bank here, which is our full suite of banking products, mortgages. We're an online bank. We have Nuveen, which is a TIAA company, and they're the asset management arm of TIAA. We have about 1 trillion assets under management. And then TIAA is really what we were founded on, our bread and butter, annuities, retirement, and we also have a huge culture of giving back. So driven by the nonprofit heritage, we're really committed to having a positive impact on society and those who make a difference in lives of others. So really at any given day, you could see a TIAA employee out volunteering, eliminating hunger, protecting the environment, building our communities. We actually have a dashboard within our intranet that is completely dedicated to volunteer opportunities. And that's just what you're seeing here as an example. We're also committed to diversity. So diversity, inclusion, and equity are more than just words on paper for us. We've been a leader within ID&E since 1940. We had the first woman to serve on our governing board. We're also one of the only 2 who have a Black female CEO serving as a Fortune 500 company with the introduction of Tashunda Brown Duckett in 2021. She's very involved with interns and is passionate about early talent, which we'll see here in another minute in a few slides. Then associate experience. So we have a whole team dedicated to associate experience. Right now, with after the pandemic and returning back to the offices, we actually allow our employees to have 2 days of flexibility to work from home, with 3 days being in the office. And if you do decide to join us as an intern, you would have that same flexibility as well. We have a whole internal platform to send recognition to our fellow colleagues, a ton of business resource groups as well for you to be involved in, depending on your passion. Then our values. I won't spend a ton of time here because every company has values, but it's important to think about when you are finding a company or when you're deciding to join a company for an internship, even, you want to make sure that those companies' values really align with your values as well. So our values are: put the client first, value our people, act with integrity, take personal accountability, operate as one team, and deliver excellence. So next, I want to dive in a little bit more about the internship program, which is what you're probably interested to know most about. So this is a picture actually of our 2022 intern class outside the Charlotte office, and the recruiters here in the front. So we had a nice fun photo. So overview of the internship program. So all of our internships are 10 weeks long. They're throughout the summer. They start June 1st. We also always kick off with an onboarding or a welcome week event. It's really designed to immerse you within TIAA's culture, kind of acclimate you to the internship, almost like a really extended orientation. We also have a lot of fun in there as well. You get to network with other interns. We'll do a social event. We took our interns to Topgolf this year. I'm sure we'll probably do that again next year. We've also got to participate in a volunteer opportunity all together as well. So lots of fun that happens in that week. And then throughout the rest of the summer, you're also going to be exposed to a variety of professional development events like speaker series, financial literacy webinars, and things like that. The only requirement for our internship program is the graduation dates. So we require you to have a graduation date of December 2023 through May of 2025. So the sophomores and rising juniors. And then these are all of the locations your internship could potentially be in. Each internship does usually have a unique location preference, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit more, but just so you know, we are a global company as well. Our largest hub is in Charlotte, North Carolina, and our corporate is in New York. So next, I want to show you just a video from actually this year's Welcome Week that I think really kind of helps display just the energy of that week. So 1 second.
My favorite part about Welcome Week has been meeting everyone. I really have enjoyed just getting to talk to people, see people's different backgrounds, see where they're from.
Everyone's been so amazing and helpful, and making all these connections both in and outside of work.
Meeting people from so many different backgrounds, different educations, and different locations around the country.
I have met people from so many different educational backgrounds, personal backgrounds, and seeing a team this diverse, I know that we'll be able to bring in a new perspective to TIAA.
Everything from just coming into the dorm, getting involved in the icebreaker activities, hearing the panel discussions, and then also even just having a tour of this amazing facility.
300 interns flying in from all over. And not one time did I not know where I was supposed to be, what I was supposed to be doing. From using the app, from getting transportation and our living situations, it has truly just been so organized, and I'm so appreciative of that.
This summer, I'm looking forward to meeting more employees and doing meaningful work.
I'm hoping to be able to expand my public speaking skills, networking skills, as well as build these lifelong relationships with these other interns.
I am looking forward to the opportunity to learn. I think it'll be a great experience for me to take what I've learned in the classroom and really apply it in the real world.
I think this was the most prepared I've ever felt for an internship position.
Hopefully that gives you just a little bit of an idea of what to expect if you do decide to join us. And then next, I want to give you just another preview. So we also had our interns participate in a challenge for our Retire Inequality campaign. And our Retire Inequality campaign aims to raise awareness of the 30% gap in women's retirement security. So we had our interns develop 10 to 30-second Instagram reels to talk about, or really to ignite the conversation around this campaign. And I thought it would be cool to show you the top 3 winners. They're also on the TIAA Instagram right now as well, but let me go ahead and show you. So I'll start with our 3rd place winner.
Women making 30% less in retirement is like swimming in a pool with no water. This is what equality in retirement should look like.
So that was our 3rd place winner. And then our 2nd place winner. Hopefully this one loads over.
Despite tremendous progress for women, wage gaps still remain.
Did you know that women make 82 cents on the dollar?
Women have 30% less income over their retirement.
It's time to be the change to close the gap.
And then finally, our grand prize winner.
I put 50 hours in this week.
Oh, well, we did about 40.
It's all right. At least it's Friday. You know what that means.
Hey there. Jamal, good work this week, man. You did great.
Nyla.
How am I supposed to put this in my retirement?
Hey, that sounds like a personal problem. I'll see you Monday, though.
Well, despite tremendous progress for women,
Tremendous gaps still remain.
Women have 30% less income to put towards their retirement. We have to
be the change.
So as you can see, that a ton of fun putting those together. And like I said, they're out there right now on social media if you're interested as well. So then, as I mentioned, you will definitely have an opportunity to be exposed to our leadership as well throughout the internship. Tashonda came and saw and met with our interns 3 times over the summer. This was her in Dallas, our Dallas, Texas office with our interns there. Then she also met with all 300. This was just her Instagram post about that too. She's really influential if you want to follow her on LinkedIn. She's always out doing so much. I don't even know how she keeps up with her schedule, but she came and met interns 3 times this summer. You will also have the opportunity to meet your direct leader within your line of business. So the chief information officer, you would have a lunch with as well. All of the interns with that leader, not one-on-one. Then all of our internships are paid as well. I know everybody wants to get paid, so that's an important piece of it. You also have 2 days of PTO to utilize as well throughout the summer. So you get 16 hours of paid time off. You get 1 day of volunteer time as well. So if you want to take a day, 8 hours to go volunteer, you can take that time. It doesn't have to be a TIAA even sponsored volunteer opportunity. We also provide relocation assistance. I know that's going to be a big question for this group because I'll get into this a little bit more, but our technology internship will be in Charlotte, North Carolina. But again, we do assist with that. And then we also provide some assistance even with lunches too. Then you are also assigned a mentor throughout the 10 weeks. If you join the technology internship, your mentor will have been someone that's just been in your shoes. So they have potentially been an intern and they are now in the full-time tech associate program, which our 2 associates are from today as well that you're going to meet. So again, someone that's literally been in your shoes. So really great person to kind of help you navigate the corporate environment really. In the internship in general. And then we also really look at our internship more than just a 10-week interview with us. So right here, kind of on this conveyor belt, we're on this first 10-week internship, we're engaging our talent. If everything goes well throughout the 10 weeks with us, we will also offer you a full-time opportunity into our rotational program. For sophomores, you would get an opportunity for a return offer for an internship again next summer. And then after successful completion of the 2-year-long rotational program, you're in a final placement position. So you are guaranteed a position coming out of the rotational program. It's almost like an extension of the internship, just more advanced, but you are a full-time associate. But I'd just like to paint that pathway that if you do decide to join us, there are further opportunities for a full-time role. And then I know there's a ton of information on this slide, but these are actually all of the internships that we offer. So everything from finance, HR, client relationships is also finance heavy, marketing, obviously technology as well, and asset management. Most of all of the programs, so if you look at the top is the rotational program. So most all of the programs have a rotational pathway. And then the bottom are actually all those internships kind of in those categories. Then just a few tips to kind of think about if you are going to plan to apply. I mean, this is really across the board. Something that I will look for is, are you involved in a student organization like this? Are you spending some time outside of the classroom, really getting to network with others, build a network of others that are interested in the same thing that you are learning the same thing that you are, having those types of conversations. What professional groups are you maybe involved in? Because sometimes as a college student, you don't have a ton to put on your resume just yet, but these things are important. Are there any development programs that you're involved in? Are there any conferences that you attended to? Maybe just, again, to learn more and build your resume. So make sure you add all of these types of things on your resume as well. Then wanted to dive in specifically about the technology internship. So as I stated, all the internships are 10 weeks long. You will also you'll be in a hybrid persona, which is 3 days in the office. As a tech intern, you would have the opportunity to sit on one of these 5 teams throughout the 10 weeks. So everything from cyber, data, Nuveen technology, retirement marketing and digital client technology, our global infrastructure services, and then our corporate technology team. We will bring in 100 technology interns, and they will all sit in Charlotte, North Carolina together. We definitely don't limit by major by any means, so any really STEM related degree. Again, our requirements are really just those graduation dates. And like I said before, so your career pathway for the tech internship is the tech associate program. And then another piece of the internship is we have you select between an analyst and an engineer role to help us align your internship work and your skills and your interests for the summer. So we have a few skills listed here and just potentially what you would be working on. So analyst is going to be more data analytics route. So maybe creating visualizations, maybe looking at a data set and inferring from that set or drawing trends from that set. And then the engineer is definitely going to be more coding heavy, maybe even a data engineer as well in there, but definitely also not looking for you to be an expert as an intern. Having really all kind of enthusiasm for learning all aspects of the software development lifecycle is important for that as well. And then these pictures here on the right, I'm going to show you another video, one last video here in just a second. So our tech interns also participated in a hackathon this year, which was hosted by our Chief Information Officer, which is Sastry right here in the green jacket. You'll see him over to the left. That was our winning team on the top. And I'm going to show you here this next video, just kind of run through the highlights of actually what they came up with.
Me and my team are currently working on creating the TIAA challenge, which is a social media challenge done through a web application RPG game format. It will inspire the younger generation to think about retirement.
My team and I's American Sign Language translation or translator project, also known as A Helping Hand. I'm demoing it for you. Yes, it's all in real time. No, it doesn't require any special equipment.
It may be hard to engage the young generation with retirement plans because they either lack the financial literacy, they're unsure if they can afford it, or they're simply not interested. They may not feel the need to seek guidance or do the research on their own, which is why we had to engage with them in an environment where they're susceptible to gaining interest on this information. Our solution is to implement marketing strategies across social media platforms.
My team and our pitch is titled TIAA to You, which is the hub that you should know. In this hub, we are trying not to reinvent the wheel, but to meet the younger generation where they are.
We are creating a financial literacy module for college-age students. And for this to help TIAA, it will give the younger generation better financial knowledge going into the workforce and give more knowledge of TIAA.
My idea is creating a monthly pension estimate using a mathematical algorithm. This idea answers a pivotal question in regards to how to best financially prepare for retirement.
Our team is currently working on a game that helps younger people invest in retirement early on. A lot of people from the Gen Z millennial generation don't really worry about retirement until later on in their life. However, this game, being engaging, is going to teach them that the earlier you invest in retirement, the higher your gains are over time.
In the game, you play as a character in a variety of different occupations and try and retire as soon as possible. You're free to roam around the world and, invest and buy different things at your leisure.
Hopefully you got to enjoy that a little bit and kind of give you just a peek into what to expect. So next up, we're going to bring in two tech associates. I got TJ and Jay with me here today. So I'm going to turn it over to both you all if you guys want to introduce yourselves, and then we'll run through our panel questions.
Yeah, hi, I'm TJ. I was an intern in the 2019 class and then became a tech associate in 2021 and have been in the program for a year, and I'm in my third rotation. You go through about 4. And I went to Winthrop University, which is in Rock Hill, South Carolina. I don't know if anybody knows where that is. It's a smaller school. But yeah, and I work in cybersecurity. I've worked on 3 different teams there now, some in operations, some in risk and governance, and then another in workforce management. So 3 completely different areas that I've kind of hopped into.
Hey everyone, my name is Jay Patel. I went to UNC Charlotte, so in Charlotte, and I was an intern here, I think in the summer 2020, that class. And I'm also a TA now, and this is my third rotation. My first rotation was more of just like a developer, like a Java developer. And then my second rotation was more of like on the data collection team. So I would design data pipelines and figure out ways we can use data to come up with insights for the company. And then the team I'm on currently is the machine learning team. So we do pretty much the same thing from the data we collect from my old team. This team gets it, and then they do more stuff with it. So that's what I'm doing now. And then I have prepared some stuff to show you guys, maybe cool stuff. I don't know if now is the time or is it later?
Let's go ahead and have you share, because you're going to share a project, right?
Yeah, I have 2 quick things just to go over. One, I can't share my screen.
Oh yeah, he's gonna make you a host real quick.
Okay, gotcha.
Or
But yeah,
co-host.
so one is a little bit more business related in terms of what you'll see, and then the other one I'll show you is more of like engineering / programming related. So the first thing is we use this tool called NiFi, which is like a sandbox where we can design data flows to do what we need to. So the problem I was presented here is we have some plans that we don't want people like our employees outside of the country to have access to be able to view or change because of regulations and stuff like that. And right now, before I made this, there was a manual process which someone would have to go and generate a report every single day and then upload it to a server. So what I did was I designed this to basically get the file automatically once every 24 hours, and then it compares. This will basically filter down the data one by one, and then it will compare to see, okay, like what if the person is out of the country, and if it's a restricted plan, you can flag them, and then that way the business can take care of that and fix that problem, either by like fixing their account, like account permissions and stuff like that. So the thing I'll show you, and I'll like do this because this is kind of confidential stuff, but for example, in the last 30 days, we've pulled 12.7 million data points, right? That that basically, let's just say if you go on mytia.com and you click on a button, that's an event. And we have 12.7 million of those that we've collected. And then here you can see them literally it's this, but in dashboard form so business people can see. So here you can see from the 12.7 million, there are 682,000 that have plans in them, and then there are 5 million with like a employee, like an employee like employee pin. And then that way you can see, like here on the mini map, from all the data we have, it will actually map where the people are. So most of our employees are in the US, which is good. And then you'll see that sometimes you'll see like the non-US employees right here, which are in India, which is our second, I think, like outside of the US office that I know of. So here you can kind of visually see what's happening. And then this way it will give you the, I guess, the information of the person and how many times it happened. So then that way the business can also use that to make better decisions and like make the system better. And so there's that. And then the second thing I'll show you is to do with like more technical project that was assigned for my machine learning team, which was basically, and I'm showing this to you on my resume, but it's for taking like complaint data and request data or like digital forms that we might be emailed or sent. This will automatically convert them into a text file. And the big picture here is if you take a file and you convert it into a text file, you can put it through something called a natural language processor, which will take the file, read it, and then tell you what it is, and then it will classify it. And then that way you can automate things like what kind of complaint is this, or what kind of request is, what kind of document is this. So to kind of show that I have the resume file, so I'll run the code and I will say get the resume, and realistically it won't ask me, it will just take command line things or command line parameters, but I'm just putting it in. And I'll say the resume file is outside the folder that the script is in, and then I'll also save it there. So if I run this, it won't take too long. And then it'll create this new file with the same name, but it would have extracted all the text out from this file right here. So then that way we can pass this file to another algorithm, which will basically tell you what the text is saying. Since computers don't, they don't really know what it is, they can infer based on what we tell them. So that's like the next part of the project. But those are the two things I wanted to show you, that which I think are kind of cool, and they help the company in a good amount of ways.
That's super cool. Thanks for sharing, Jay. And you guys can still hear me, right? Okay. So I know we only have a few more minutes, but I wanted to make sure we hear from just TJ and Jay for a few more questions. So since softball's at you guys, what do you like best about TIAA?
That's a pretty tough question. There's a couple things that come to mind. I think number one, which is, it feels like it's overstated and everybody's just like, oh, culture. But it's really hard to understand. Like, I didn't really understand before going into the workforce, like what a good company culture actually meant. And having that at TIAA, like I've heard many times from many different people, it's like a little family, like, well, it definitely wouldn't be little. I think they have like 15,000 employees, but our great big family just kind of works together. Everybody's so kind. Like, I was expecting corporate America, like, I need this on my desk, like right then and there, and people are a little more lenient about stuff like that. And everybody's just very friendly, open to help. And then others, obviously the work is interesting, but the associate program, the tech associate program, coming out of college with a computer science degree, I mean, you could do anything with that, honestly. So having the opportunity to make a normal salary, but also be trying multiple careers at the same time kind of seems unrealistic in a way, but that's what you get to do. So those are the two things I admire the most about the company.
That's great. Jay, anything to add there?
Yeah, I'll also say, just like DJ said, the culture is really good. Like, one thing I've experienced is everyone's really nice and very helpful. I haven't run into anyone where like if I run into an issue or like a blocker on something I'm working on, I can just tell my manager and he'll find someone who knows about it and we'll get in touch. And there isn't like, oh, you're not on my team, so I'm not going to help you, or like talk to my manager and then I'll work on it or something like that. There isn't anything like that. One thing I will say, it is really nice in office. I do like I get tired of being at home all the time. So I like coming into the office, and I really like the renovated offices that they have because they have like a stand-up desks, and I love the monitors because they're 34-inch ultra wide. So it's good. And then they have a lot of trails that you can just go walk on. And then I also go to the gym and stuff there, which is nice.
And the cafeteria is fabulous there as well.
Yeah, exactly. They
Yeah, I
have
got
like
tired of it
pool
yet.
table and everything.
Yep. Well, then we'll finish it out with just one piece of advice from both of you for, the students in the room. They're trying to figure out their career. They're trying to decide what to do for their internship. So any advice for them?
Jay, I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay. I will say, so I did tutor in college for computer science for 3 years. And even based on that and from what my experiences, I would say be open to learning and being wrong. Because even now, like I made a project for 3 months and like someone just told me, hey, like this is wrong, and it was wrong. So be open to that because you'll be wrong a lot. And I've realized that because I was kind of stubborn at first, I'd be like, why is this wrong? I literally just came out of college and I know this is right. But that's not the case because there are a lot of things going in the background. So being open to learning is a very important thing, because if you're going to be stubborn, then you're just going to keep running into walls over and over again.
That's good.
Yeah. Awesome advice. And I'll just piggyback off what you said and give similar advice, which you talked about tutoring. That's obviously a great thing to have under your belt because you're in a way a leader in that way. And then one thing to just put on that is it doesn't necessarily matter what it is that you do, just as long as you do something. I know a lot of people, the ones that struggled the most coming out of college were people, they were super smart, but they didn't do anything in college other than just go to class. So like I worked in my school's IT department. I worked for like super minimum wage, only like 5 hours, 10 hours a week, and it was like 8 a.m. Like it was a little bit of a struggle to go to that and then go to class after, but it was just some sort of experience. And that like pretty much solidified me getting a pretty good job out of college. So that was really nice to have. And then to also piggyback off what Jay said with the learning is not only should you be open to being wrong, but never stop learning. That was something I've heard so much since I've started working, and it's just, it's true. It's just, you should never stop learning, even though you're going to be done with college soon. Don't stop there. You don't have to go to masters or anything like that, but, get creative, explore a little. That's what I can give to you.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much. That was so great. And don't hang around. So don't leave us too soon here. We're going to transfer or switch over to questions here, but I want to share my screen one more time just so those in the room and on Zoom can grab grab the QR code. So we have this QR code right here will link you directly to the technology internship. So it is posted right now. I know, Jonathan, you emailed it out as well, but if you want to grab from here, and then if you're not quite ready to apply, but still want to stay connected with us, feel free to scan this one on the right, and that will just register you for this event so that we can stay connected. And we're open for questions.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for that. I'm going to go ahead and just stop the recording, and then we can open up for the group